So in the last lecture, you learned how to implement a custom validator. Now, sometimes the validation logic may involve reading something from a database or from a remote HTTP service. So we don't have the answer straight away. In that case, we need an async validator, an asynchronous validator. So in this lecture, I'm going to show you how to convert this synchronous validator to an asynchronous one. First, we need to set is async property to true. Now, we need to change the signature of this function and add a second argument. That is our callback. So in the section about asynchronous JavaScript, you learned that one of the simplest approaches to deal with asynchronous code is to use a callback. So in this function, we're going to do some async work. And when the result is ready, we're going to call this callback with the result. Okay? Now in this function, to simulate an asynchronous operation, I'm going to use the setTimeout function. So set timeout. Here we give it a function and a timeout value. Let's say 1 second. Okay? Now in this function, this is where we're going to do our async work, right? Now at some point, we're going to get the result. So let's say result. Now in this demo, I'm going to set the result to the same logic. In a real world scenario, that result will be calculated based on the value that you read from the file system or a database or a remote service. So let's put that back here. And finally, we need to call this callback function with the result. Okay? This is how we implement an async validator. So now let's test this. Actually, before we go to the terminal, I'm going to change the timeout value to, let's say, 4 seconds so you can see more clearly. Now back in the terminal, node index.js. So here we're going to have a delay of 4 seconds before we see the validation message. So 1, 2, 3, 4. A course should have at least one tag. So implementing async validators is very easy. All you need to do is set the isAsync property and then pass a callback function here.